Fear doesn't come crashing down on you. It doesn't smash you in one blow. It seeps in, slow, silent, invisible. It whispers, wait, not yet. Play it safe. And that's how it wins. Not by breaking you all at once, but by making you freeze while the world keeps moving forward. By making you overthink when you should act. By making you doubt when you should believe. Fear kills dreams in silence. It robs you of chances you'll never get back. It buries the man you could have been before he ever has the chance to live. And here's the truth no one wants to face. Fear doesn't keep you safe. It keeps you small. It keeps you weak. It eats away at your time until nothing is left but regret. So understand this. Fear only has two outcomes. You kill it or it kills you. Fear is lying to you. Fear is the greatest liar you will ever face. It's not loud. It doesn't kick down the door, screaming in your face. It doesn't strike you with fists or blades. No, fear is smarter than that. It slips in silently. It whispers when no one else is listening. It crawls into your head and says, you're not ready. You're going to fail. You're not enough. And here's the brutal reality. Most men believe it. They let fear dictate their choices. They let fear shrink their lives. They let fear bury their fire before it ever had a chance to burn. But listen to me, fear is a liar. Every single word it speaks is false. Fear paints illusions. Fear builds prisons out of thin air. Fear makes shadows look like demons, turns small challenges into impossible mountains, and convinces you that stepping forward is the same as stepping into death. It exaggerates, it manipulates, it poisons. But when you finally step into it, when you finally act, you see the truth. The monsters were smoke. The mountain was just a hill. The death you were certain of never existed. Fear feeds on hesitation. It feeds on doubt. It feeds on your belief in its lies. But when you stop believing, when you step forward anyway, fear starves. And that's why fear is not your ally. It's not your friend. It's not here to protect you. It's here to own you. It wants you paralyzed. It wants you frozen. It wants you standing still while other men move forward, take the opportunities, claim the victories that were meant to be yours. Fear is not a shield. It is a cage. And every second you obey it, your life gets smaller. Understand this truth. Fear is the thief of destiny. It is the silent assassin of greatness. It is the reason men reach old age with their hearts heavy, full of regret, whispering, I wish I had. Fear has destroyed more warriors than any battlefield, not by killing their bodies, by killing their courage before they ever stepped into the fight. If you let fear rule you, it will bury you alive. It will suffocate your ambition. It will poison your potential. It will leave you as nothing more than a man who almost lived. And that is worse than death. That's why you never negotiate with fear. You don't sit across from it at a table. You don't beg it to be kinder. You don't ask it to go away. You kill it, because fear will never stop whispering. It will always be there. But courage, the essence of manhood, the backbone of warriors, is not about waiting for fear to vanish. Courage is action in spite of fear. It's moving forward when your heart is pounding, when your knees are shaking, when every cell in your body screams, don't do it. It's refusing to obey the whispers. It's stepping through the smoke and realizing it had no teeth. That is what separates men from boys. That is what separates warriors from cowards. That is what builds legacies. Every great man you admire, every conqueror, every leader, every fighter felt fear, but they didn't surrender. They didn't let fear write their story. They wrote their own story in spite of it. Fear told them, you can't. They answered, watch me. Fear told them, you'll fail. They answered, then I'll fail forward and rise stronger. Fear told them, stay safe. They answered, I wasn't built for safety. I was built for war. Do you want freedom? Then break fear. Do you want power? Then defy fear. Do you want to be the man you were born to be, not the man fear tried to make you? Then kill fear. Fear will always say, wait until you're ready. Your answer must be, I'm ready now. Fear will always say, play it safe. Your answer must be, safety is death. Fear will always say, stay comfortable. Your answer must be, comfort is the coffin I refuse to lie in. Fear is the lock, action is the key, and every step you take in spite of fear is another piece of your power reclaimed. Every time you push forward through the whispers, you shed weakness and sharpen yourself into steel. So burn this into your bones. Fear will always lie. Fear will always try to control you, but you are not its servant. You are not its prey. You are the hunter. You are the weapon. You are the storm fear cannot stop. And when fear whispers again, because it will, you don't bow, you don't freeze, you don't run, you rise, you march, you crush it under your heel. Because fear never wanted to face a man like you, and now it has no choice. Barrel through fear, fear. It's the most common killer of men, not the kind that takes your heartbeat, but the kind that takes your fire. It eats away at ambition. It suffocates potential. It chains you to the ground while your destiny is right in front of you. Most men, they bow to it. They live entire lives hiding from it. They disguise it with excuses. I'm not ready. I need more time. I'll start tomorrow. But deep down, they know the truth. They weren't beaten by the world. They were beaten by their own hesitation. Understand this. Fear does not disappear. It does not fade with time. It doesn't weaken just because you're hoping for courage. No. Fear grows. Every second you wait, it multiplies. Every day you stand still, it gains strength. Fear feeds on hesitation, on your silence, on your comfort. So how do you kill it? You don't walk around it. You don't tiptoe through it. You don't wait for it to get smaller. You crush it. You barrel through it, head first, chest out, with speed, with violence, with conviction. You think you're scared of failure? Then fail. Fail so hard the ground shakes beneath you. Fail big, fail messy, fail so loudly that the world has no choice but to watch you rise again. Because failure doesn't break you, it forges you. You think you're scared of pain? Then bleed. Let your muscles tear. Let your body ache. Let your scars tell the story that you were in the fight while others sat on the sidelines. Pain is not your enemy. It's the price of strength. You think you're scared of judgment? Then let them judge. Let them laugh. Let them point fingers. Let them whisper behind closed doors. Because here's the truth, they will always judge. Whether you fail or succeed, whether you rise or fall, they will talk. So why let their voices dictate your future? Every time you move forward despite fear, you shrink it. Every time you take action when your chest is tight and your hands shake, you strip fear of its power. And one day you look back and realize fear was never real. It was smoke, an illusion. It only ever had the power you gave it. But here's the brutal truth. Fear is not your enemy, it's your test. It's the guardian standing at the gate of everything you want. Your goals, your power, your greatness, they sit behind the wall of fear. And that wall is not there to keep you out. It's there to keep the weak away. Most men, they see that wall and retreat. They convince themselves that comfort is safety. They hide, they shrink. They call themselves realistic or practical. But the truth? They're prisoners of fear, and they'll die in chains. But the rare few, the men who win, the men who conquer, the men who leave their names carved in history, they don't walk away from fear. They don't ask it for permission. They don't wait until they feel ready. They barrel through it. They embrace the risk. They accept the scars. They welcome the pain. Because they know fear is not a stop sign. It's a signal. This is where you grow. This is where you level up. This is where boys become men. Every warrior, every champion, every king you've ever admired, they all faced fear. Not once, not twice, every single day. The difference? They didn't run, they charged, they crushed. They kept moving forward until fear itself bowed to them. That's the masculine edge. That's the warrior's code. You don't wait until courage shows up. You act in the presence of fear. You look it in the eye and you say, I'm not stopping. So here's the choice staring you in the face right now. You can live small, shackled by fear, pretending comfort is enough. Or you can barrel through it, through the fire, through the judgment, through the failure, through the pain, and take what's yours. Because fear has only one weakness: a man who refuses to stop, a man who doesn't flinch, a man who keeps marching forward no matter how loud the fear screams. Be that man. Barrel through fear. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Because your life is already on the line. Fear is the gatekeeper. Understand this with every bone in your body. Everything you want, everything you dream about, everything you've ever told yourself you'll one day become sits behind a single door. And guarding that door is one thing, one force, one enemy: fear. Fear isn't some shadow lurking in the corner. Fear isn't quiet. Fear is a warrior, armored, relentless, standing tall in front of you, daring you to step forward. It isn't passive, it's aggressive, it's cunning. It attacks you before you even move. It whispers doubts in your mind. It twists your stomach into knots. It makes your heartbeat pound like war drums before the battle. And then it stares you down and says, you don't have what it takes. Turn back, quit now, and here's the truth. Most men can't swallow, most men do, most men crumble, most men see the gatekeeper and bow their heads. They convince themselves with pretty lies. Maybe tomorrow, maybe when I'm ready, maybe this life isn't for me, and so they rot. They live their lives kneeling at the gate, feeding the gatekeeper scraps of their ambition, day after day, year after year, until they're nothing but dust. But you are not most men. You didn't come here to kneel. You didn't come here to waste your fire. You came here because something inside you is restless, hungry, unwilling to die with regret. Listen to me. Fear is not the wall. Fear is not the end. Fear is the test. It exists for one purpose: to separate the cowards from the warriors, the weak from the strong, the average from the great. Every king who built an empire, every champion who raised his hand in victory, every millionaire who escaped the chains of mediocrity, they all face the same gatekeeper you face now. And here's the difference. They didn't wait for courage to arrive. They didn't wait for fear to vanish. They didn't sit around waiting for the perfect time. They acted while afraid. They moved while trembling. They advanced with doubt screaming in their head and crushed the gatekeeper anyway. Because courage doesn't show up first. Courage is born through action. The act of stepping forward is what creates the courage you think you're missing. And once you move, once you face it head on, fear begins to break. The gatekeeper begins to weaken. And then the door opens. And on the other side, everything you swore you wanted, the body that makes heads turn when you walk in, the money that buys your freedom, the respect that no one can deny, the life most men only fantasize about while they lie in bed at night choking on excuses. But hear me clearly. You don't earn that life by talking about it. You don't earn it by wishing for it. You earn it by going to war with fear, again and again, until fear breaks before you do. Fear is a liar. Fear is a thief. It will steal your future, your destiny, your manhood itself if you let it. But fear only wins if you hand it the keys. So the next time your chest tightens, your palms sweat, Your heart feels like it's about to explode. Don't retreat. That's the signal. That's the sign you're standing at the door. That's how you know you're exactly where you need to be. And when you see that gatekeeper, don't hesitate, don't flinch, don't fold. Step forward, clench your fists. Let the fire in your eyes burn through the fear in front of you. Because the moment you walk through, the moment you barrel into fear and break it apart with everything inside you, you rise, you ascend, you become the man you were meant to be. Fear is the gatekeeper, and most men kneel before it. But you were not built to kneel. You were built to conquer. You were built to break through. You were built to take the prize that only warriors earn. So the question is this: when fear blocks your path, will you retreat like the rest? Or will you step forward, raise your chin, grit your teeth, and show the gatekeeper exactly who the hell you are? Because the life you want is waiting. It's right there, behind one door. And fear is the last obstacle standing between you and it. So tell me, will you bow, or will you break the gatekeeper and take what's yours? Kill fear before it kills you. You can't go back. You can't erase yesterday. You can't undo the mistakes, the wasted time, the chances you let slip through your fingers like sand. You can't plead for a do-over. You can't beg for mercy. You can't pretend that failure never happened. But here's the truth the weak will never tell you. What matters isn't what's behind you. What matters is what you do right now, in this moment, facing the one enemy that has been stalking you your whole life: fear. Fear isn't some shadow hiding in the corner. Fear isn't a whisper in your ear. Fear is a predator. It's ruthless. It's patient. It's cunning. It smells hesitation. It thrives on weakness. It grows stronger when you hesitate, when you doubt, when you fold. And make no mistake, it will kill you. It will kill your dreams. It will kill your ambition. It will kill your potential before the world even gets a chance to know your name. Fear wants you frozen. It wants you weak. It wants your life to be average, your fire snuffed out before it ever had a chance to blaze. So here's the choice, the one that separates men from boys. Kill fear, or let it kill you. There is no middle ground. There is no compromise. There is no mercy. Warriors understand this. Legends understand this. The world doesn't reward the cautious, the timid, the scared. It rewards action. It rewards audacity. It rewards the men who barrel through the impossible and leave nothing standing in their path. Step forward, step through, step over it. Step through the trembling in your legs, the tightening in your chest, the doubt screaming in your head. Step into the fire, not around it. Step into the storm, not under the umbrella of comfort. Because here's the truth. Fear only wins when you stop. Fear only survives when you cower. Fear only breathes when you hesitate. And every second you hesitate, it grows. Every second you doubt, it sharpens its claws. Every second you run, it whispers that you'll never be enough. So don't run. Don't hide. Don't bow. Stand tall. Breathe deep. Move forward with purpose that is so raw, so unrelenting, that fear has no choice but to crumble. This is the moment the weak men of the world will envy you. This is the moment the timid will regret every second they spent frozen. This is the moment you carve your name into the blood and sweat of your own life. And when you strike, strike like a man who knows he has nothing to lose. Strike with the fury of every failure that ever tried to break you. Strike like the warrior who refuses to die small. Strike like the savage who refuses to kneel. Because fear doesn't die when you talk about it. Fear doesn't die when you plan or prepare. Fear dies the moment you act, the moment you refuse to bow, the moment you refuse to settle, the moment you refuse to let life pass you by. So fight it, crush it, tear it apart, break every chain it ever put on you, burn every doubt it planted in your mind, and make sure it knows with every bone in its being that you will not be stopped. And when fear dies, something happens that no one can take from you. You become unstoppable. You become relentless. You become the man who moves through the world with fire in his chest, steel in his bones, and the certainty that nothing, no one, will ever hold him down again. So hear me now and hear me cold. Fear dies the second you decide to act. Fear dies the second you refuse to bow. Fear dies the second you stop running and start conquering. Kill fear before it kills you. Kill fear before it steals your life. Kill fear before it buries your potential. Kill fear before it has the chance to laugh at what you could have been. Step up, step forward, step into the fight. Because the only way to live free, the only way to live as a man who will be remembered, is to stare down fear and make it regret ever crossing your path. In the end, fear only has power if you let it live inside you. If you don't face it, it grows. If you don't kill it, it kills your dreams. But the second you decide to act in spite of fear, you win. Because courage isn't the absence of fear, it's choosing to move forward anyway. If this spoke to you, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and comment "I am fearless" to prove you watched till the very end. Remember, fear dies the moment you stop feeding it. Be fearless, take control. See you in the next one.